Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Sondering Tarot from here. Hi, hello, and welcome. We have the World Tapestry on the table. We'll be using the Mermaid Tarot by Leeza Robertson. That's listed in the description box down below. This is your daily tarot reading for the 12/12 portal for 2024. Anyway, let's get started and see what's happening for you for today. Alright, my lovelies, I am back. All your cards are on the table. We have no aces, 5 major arcanas, and we have 1 synchronicity. We have 10, 10, 10 showing up for you, which is great for the 12/12 gateway or portal that happens for today. Now, the best part of your day, we start off really strong here with the Strength card, the High Priestess, the Two of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Wands. Okay. There's very much like a Three of Wands, an embarking energy with this. Moving forward. But it's moving forward with the things you have learned, the knowledge that you've gained, the experiences that you've had. This is actually what empowers you, especially if you move forward with it with confidence. Moving forward with what you know, what you've learned, despite any almost risks that may crop up. Okay. Big movement forward. Okay. It's interesting, I'm getting risks for the Five of Wands. This is the Five of Wands, not the Five of Swords. Moving forward despite risks. Okay, so we have a little bit of self-assurance, self-confidence that's needed. That looks like if we're embodying the highest energy, will be there for you. Well, there's that groundedness and knowing what you know, trusting what you've learned. I'm hearing practice what you preach. Oh, okay. Alright. And your worst part of your day, we have the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you might find it a little hard to always see that the action that you're taking is actually the right one. That maybe as bold and assertive as you may feel that you're being, hence the risks that I felt you might be perceiving or eventually confronting later on, you may feel that there is some doubt. Am I doing the right thing? Am I being a little reckless? Am I being a little rash? I had this really great idea and I was so confident in myself and I moved towards it. I wanted it. I was self-assured, but now I'm not so sure. I got started and then somewhere along the way my confidence level went down, doubts crept in. Will I really get what I am seeking? Is the outcome still positive? Okay. So for some of you, you might self-sabotage, you might undermine yourself. That lack of that confidence ends up being drained from you or disrupted. Doubts creep in. Or you start swinging towards being very cautious in a way. Okay, so our obstacle, or how to get over our obstacle, we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. The King of Swords. the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, the Chariot, the Lovers in the reverse, the Ten of Wands, the Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I actually really like this for how to get over your obstacle. It works very well. Because in the face of adversity, in the face of doubts, when risks come into the picture, or when you start to be a little cautious, this tells you don't be. Why? Because you know what you know. Your vision, your idea, your thought process, your planning was all sound. You had the logistics. You had it right. You knew what needed to be done. You had clarity. You were very concise. You were very direct in how things were going to play out, what you needed, where you were going. You foresaw this. Your intuition, your knowledge, your foresight, your vision was all very well orderly. It was very concise, very solid. You had a good basis going. It was all correct. So giving in to the self-sabotaging, the doubts, it is not going to help you. Ignore that. You know what you know. You had it right. So when doubts, the risks creep in, ignore those. Move forward. Literally, move forward. Disconnect from the doubt. I'm hearing throw caution to the wind. Okay, well, some of us may not be comfortable with that, but at least we can't, even if we can't do that, at least maybe we can disconnect from being so cautious that we don't move or we stalemate ourselves. That way, at least we're still moving forward. I'm not saying, throw caution to the wind and become a bulldozer and plow through every single thing while screaming, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. That's not what this is. But just disconnecting from the energies that will stalemate you, but also undermine your own knowledge, your own experience. The vision that you had such clarity. And I like the fact that we have the King of Swords here, because it goes very well with our High Priestess. We know what we know. We know what we've learned. We're trying to put that now into practice. We were very sound with what we were going to do, what we knew we needed to do. So starting to move forward, we need to keep on going. Don't let the cautious inclination and the doubts to take over. Remember to disconnect from that energy. We have a lot of answers. We have a lot of knowledge. Now it's time to use it. Practice what you preach. Yeah, practice what you preach. And this is not a use it or lose it situation. It's more of a use it or it falls to the wayside. That knowledge is always there. It's just whether or not you're very clear on it and willing to speak it. Practice what you preach. And preaching is definitely speaking. Let's face it. And making sure that that knowledge is utilized, that knowledge is heard. So some of you, for today, but also through this 1212 portal, the 1212 gateway energy, for the energy as long as it lasts, definitely have something to say. And I'm hearing vision. Okay. So Not just something to say, something to see. Visions don't always have audio. I mean, if you're lucky and you get the full enchilada, you will have all 5 senses, including hearing, when you get a vision, but it's not necessary always in context to convey sound. So vision. Knowing what you know, putting it into practice. Okay, so some of you actually might get a download for today. You might be being guided. You may actually see something. It is important. Probably something you need to put into practice or share with others. Whether you let doubts of what you saw creep in to sabotage you putting this into practice or sharing it with others, or you embody that very strong position we started out to begin with the strength card, to trust the download that you're given in order to share it with others. Sharing your knowledge, what you've learned, is up to you. So in a way, there's a little bit of an internal struggle going on for today. That's the choice that you have to contend with. And of course, self-sabotage, maybe the feeling like a fool or being made fun of, putting yourself out there. This is actually what's probably going to try and stop you. This is where the self-sabotaging energy is. It's a little bit too much of a risk. And depending on what knowledge you're given, what's being shared, you may find that with that comes resistance, other people's opinions, viewpoints, but attention from those that you may not wish to have. And I'm still hearing practice what you preach. Okay. And let's face it, because they're bringing me back to the King of Swords. This is like the most important card on this table right now, is this lovely King of Swords. This is somebody who can enter any social circle and communicate effectively. However, this is somebody who is usually very honest, sincere with their verbiage. Can they be cutting if they need to be? Yes. Can they be very forthright, very direct? Yes. But ultimately, this is somebody who is very honest, very truthful. In other words, they're very authentic in the way they communicate and what they're trying to communicate. They're being very honest with you. In other words, unless there is a need to be underhanded and lie, this is going to be somebody who's going to tell you the truth. They're always going to want to tell you the truth. Honesty, directness, authenticity. So for those of you that are getting a download, if you are fearing gaining attention, or that people might misunderstand the message, I understand that. As a reader, I understand that. We always face judgment. However, at the same time, if you're giving something to share, and it's meant to be shared, and that is a choice for you, you can opt to be very honest, very authentic, and take that truth and share it as you have been asked or instructed. Why? Because that is your part. To simply convey or relay a message. We're tarot readers. For us in the community, that's literally what we do. We are messengers. And as I say, don't shoot the messenger. It's not necessarily our own viewpoints and opinions that we are conveying. We're conveying a message because we're asked to convey a message. That is our part, solely our part. We are not responsible for how people receive that information. However, this may be where you're fearing risks and having doubts. You're looking at the fallout. You're looking at the reaction. You're looking at it and taking it as your responsibility. Okay. Now, we can hold and see that message and convey it, and our part is done, and disconnect from the fallout if anyone disagrees or does not like or gives you negative attention, which seems how this is playing out. That's something we all contend with and need to adjust to in order to properly function, is to learn where our boundaries are, what we are or are not responsible for. Or we can make the choice of letting that fear and the worry of what may happen or what could happen before it's happened overcome us and choose not to share that information, not to share that knowledge, to not practice what we preach, to be inauthentic, to do a disservice to ourselves and possibly others by opting to let that message fall to the wayside. To embody this Six of Swords energy, the information, the knowledge does not pass on. It stays with us. It goes no further. So the knowledge and the vision does not get conveyed. Well, originally this is not where I thought that was all going for this reading. I thought it was just the first part, but apparently there's enough majority energy that that second part is necessary. So whether I'm speaking to other tarot readers, other seers, other empaths, etc., well, whatever this is for today, apparently that was important enough that we had to segue. I'm sorry if I sounded like I was ranting, but like I said, I am a messenger too, so I have to give you what I am giving. I try to do that as honestly and correctly as it shows up and how it shows up, simply because I do not want to sit here with cards and make up messages that are not coming through. So that was a little bit deeper. I kind of understand why they wanted the world tapestry. We're segueing into a new chapter, a new era, beginning and closing things down. It's a new cycle for us. And since this is a gateway, a portal, the 1212 portal, that makes perfect sense. Because let's face it, the world card itself is a portal. Makes perfect sense. Anyway, my lovelies, I did add up all your cards. Everything here adds up to 74, which also reduces to 2. And in my numerology chart, that is understanding, coming together, and what was the third one? I'm drawing a blank. Compassion. And as much as all that can affect this, the most important part of that is actually understanding. Do you understand what you're being told, what you're being shown? Have you totally learned it? Do you understand the importance of it? Have you got the knowledge? Have you got the vision? Have you got the integrity, honesty, and the willingness to speak, to share, in order to practice what you preach, to get the message through, to put it into practice, whether it's for you or others? Do you understand all facets and willing to make choices regardless of which way things fall? In other words, the fear, the risk, the doubts. Are you fearing which way the wheel is spinning? Or are you willing to practice what you preach despite which way the wheel might turn? Oh yes, we got deep today. Alright, so let's segue over to our astrology after all of that. Venus and Aquarius is opposite Mars and Leo. So yes, you are passionate about especially relationships. Well, you may want to also be around others. You can easily become annoyed or frustrated with said people as well. So try to channel passionate energy productively. Bringing me to the Knight of Wands right here. Yeah. If you know something, you're passionate about it, are you going to let others, or the opinion of others, or how you may be perceived, halt you in any way or affect your choices? That's what this boils down to. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to stop babbling right now and leave this here for you. If it resonates, by all means, give me a thumbs up. If it does not, no worries. It is a general reading after all. So, please take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.